Isn't it awesome? That's the whole point of this. It's essentially a circle jerk. Okay. Fuck. I mean, parental guidance, I think. Yeah. Fun fact, Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom was the first movie to have a PG-13 rating. And was in fact the reason why there was a PG-13 rating, because it went from G, PG to R. This is there was no PG-13. They're like, oh wait a minute, this technically isn't good for kids. Because it has a scene where a dude gets his fucking heart ripped out. It's like, Karima! Keep you on your toes, so that way you can't find the unsubscribe button. or how to deactivate your account. Yeah, and computers. Can you imagine some boomer that does it? It's like, Zuckerberg! He is a human, and I enjoy human music. It's a little dark, but that's okay. For once, I'm not the one that looks like I'm in a dungeon, so that's okay with me. Wait, we can change that. Darkness imprisoning me. I cannot see. I cannot. Whatever. Okay. Liches have taken my mind, taken my soul, taken my. No, I just came up with that spot. Can you hear me? That's all that matters, though. Let's keep going.
Can you hear me now? There you go. Ha! Shut up, man. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. But before that, I need to prep. I need to prep the.
Before that, we should probably start recording.
Oh shit! That's kind of important, isn't it?
Oh, I like this little Cruella de Vil thing I got going on here.
Are you gonna be in the next movie?
Fuck no, I'm not gonna be. I'm not even gonna watch that first movie. Are you kidding me?
Episode 37.
Cruella de. I mean,
are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, record, and then 3, 2, 1, sync.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, record.
Recording. Okay, it just kind of froze when I said record. Never mind. It's we're good.
Well, good. Mine didn't, so you're gonna have to like redo that.
Shit. All right. All right, undo the record. All right, let's go. Let's try this again.
Hold on. I don't know what's happening with mine. Go through the whole episode. Forgot to record. The good thing is that we can always download it from
Zuckerberg.
from Twitch.
I mean, if we really have to, we can.
Yeah. Okay, let's try that again. Ready? 3, 2, 1, record.
Hold on, I'm scratching my knee, and I don't want it to get caught on the audio. I don't want like the chair getting caught on the audio. Okay, let's go.
3, 2, 1, record.
Recording.
Okay, cool. I'm good. Now 3, 2, 1, sync.
Okay.
3, 2. Don't clap.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it again. 3,
2.
No, wait. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, sync.
Sync.
Excellent.
All right.
Hey, Daniel's back. Can you hear me now, Daniel?
Daniel-san.
There he is. Okay, cool. Yes, you just saw our pre-show syncing and recording.
Yeah, the sound mic test.
The
mic test. 1, 2. Just 2. Just 2.
Where is that from?
Wayne's World 2. when Chris Farley's character was doing the mic test, and it was like 1, 2, just 2. For some reason, he kept saying just 2.
All right. Oh, hi, Martin Van Ar. That's a cool ass name. Go on to Facebook and check out that name. Martin
Van Buren.
Van Amerongen.
Wasn't it one of the presidents?
Are you a D&D character that I can't pronounce the name of? Because that sure sounds like. All right, ready? Let's do the intro.
Okay.
And welcome to another episode of A Tug of Opportunity with me, as usual, Andrew.
Hi, it's me.
And he has a little rogue from X-Men happening right now in his hair. For those that are joining us live.
I'm not as Creole as she is, though.
And today we're talking about the most wonderful person in the whole of the universe.
Or is she Cajun? No way. Fuck, that's Gambit.
Wow. Actually, she was kind of no. She was just Southern.
I thought she was from Georgia. Isn't she just like Southern?
Yeah.
And she was all like sugar.
Yeah. Also, I watched the cartoon. I don't know. I guess I forgot. But like, she can fly. She's super strong. Like, she has all these other powers. And then like in the movies, she only was just crying. That was her superpower.
Yeah, her powers were just like, look at it.
I need to wear gloves at all times.
Because in the cartoon, she already took her powers from other people, whereas in the movie, she's like just got. Because remember, her powers, she's like a vampire.
Right.
So yeah, she's Kirby.
a human Kirby. Anyway,
already off the rails.
Today we're talking about our most wonderful, most knowledgeable, the most tender, the most trustworthy of all creations in the Dungeons and Dragons world.
The Arch-Lich, Master
Vecna!
of the Spider Throne, the Whispered One, the Undying King, Lord of the Rotted Tower, the Chained God. Vecna.
All right, I'm going to try this. Let's play the intro music. Here it goes.
I can't hear it. All I see is music. All I see is just you just like and I'm just like, cool, all right.
I know, but our viewers can actually hear it, hopefully.
So I'm just like the only one that's like trapped in a cube of silence. I'm like, what's going on?
I need to figure out a way to play for both of us when we're like far apart. Thank you, Daniel. Yes, we love this music. He said that it was a great song, a great intro. Anyways, that's my dog. She's also excited to talk about the most wonderful Lich of all. But before we do that, Andrew, what are you drinking today?
Ooh, our potions today. I am drinking a blueberry and menthol infused brew.
Ooh,
it's Theraflu. I have a sore throat. I didn't want to drink anything. I already took some cold medicine.
You're a disappointment, Andrew.
I woke up this morning. I was like, ugh.
I kind of woke up like that too, and then I played some Final Fantasy 14, and then I got over it. Today I'm drinking a Dancing Gnome, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Le Tigre. How do you pronounce that? Goza? With a double raspberry and lime. 1 pint. Look at the beautiful art in this thing.
Oh, that's nice. Is that a brain?
It looks like a brain. It's Vecna's eyeball socket. And then I'll let you know how this tastes. It probably tastes like Terraflu, actually.
It probably tastes amazing, actually.
You know my life. Oh my God.
I was actually looking for a very specific beer for this episode.
I'm fucking up the pour.
Oh my God. Is it all head or no head?
No, it's not that bad.
That's not so bad.
I had to stop because that's how I fucked it up. I couldn't do it in one go.
It's fine, dude.
No, it's not. It's not fine.
There are some beers that you have to pour a little, like leave a little bit in the bottom and switch around.
Oh, really?
Like it's like the residue.
There you go. I'm gonna do that right now.
Yeah, see there. You see, what you didn't know was that you accidentally stumbled into the advanced class.
There you
So
go. That's my whole life, really.
yeah, just stumbling my way up. Yep, I know. I know how that feels.
The lime is really strong.
I hate it.
No, it's good. But the good thing is that the lime tastes like actual lime and not like that squirt lime that you buy at the grocery store.
Oh, ew, okay.
You know what I'm
Like
talking
you can
about?
actually like there's a little bit of bitter behind the lime.
Yeah.
So it's
Uh,
like oh, it's rind.
right. No. This one tastes like.
Oh my god. Who is that? Who's that dog?
Oh, this is our friend's dog. She's a little shy. Her name is Mama
Why was she wearing a sweater?
because she's cold. You
Hmm.
know how we keep our apartment at like -3 degrees. Anyways, so
Yeah.
Andrew,
Yeast.
Vecna.
See.
I know a little bit about Vecna. I definitely
I
not gonna.
too know a little bit about that.
um, First of all, when I first heard the name Vecna, I thought it was a she.
Really? Well, I thought that kind of makes sense. Vecna is I guess sort of a, like androgynous sounding name.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't sound masculine. It definitely doesn't sound masculine, but you know,
I
at
mean,
the same time, it doesn't sound overly feminine
does it need to
either.
sound masculine? Because holy shit,
No, he makes up for it in spades.
and
So,
everything. Yeah.
all right, so let's get down to who Vecna. Nice. Let's get down to who Vecna was before we get into what Vecna is.
I
So,
know that it is from the original Greyhawk realm, right?
mhm. Yeah,
It
it
was
was the original Greyhawk realm that was created for first edition D&D. Vecna was actually introduced in the 1976 supplement for Greyhawk called Eldritch Wizardry.
How do you
Not even
remember
as a
dates?
huh?
How do you remember dates?
I wrote it down. I took notes. Anyways, so in the 1976 supplement, Eldritch Wizardry introduced not even as a character, but as an item first, or two items
So,
rather.
okay.
So the hand and eye of Vecna were introduced in that supplement, which had like a bunch of other magic items and stuff like that. And it was written by one of the two writers. There was Gary Gygax and Brian Bloom. And Brian Bloom was the one who wrote the items, the hand and eye of Vecna. And when Gygax was like, "Oh well, who exactly is Vecna?" Bloom's like, "Wouldn't you like to know?" And then just kind of like left it at that.
Secretly, like every other DM out there.
Yeah,
In the
pretty
back of his
much.
head, he's like, "Oh shit, he asked." Secret, you're gonna have to find out.
Maybe you'll find out. Meanwhile, like in his mind, like Lich question mark. Um, but the name Vecna is actually an anagram for Vance, which is the name of a pretty at the time a pretty popular fantasy novelist named Jack Vance, who they took their influence from the spell casting in original D&D, which is where you would learn a spell, it would get tattooed into your brain, and then when you cast that spell, it's gone forever. That's why you have a spell book.
Mm.
So yeah, so Jack Vance's form of spell casting in his books, that's where they that's where they kind of took the whole spell slots and stuff.
When I learned about that, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna look into these books." And then I remember that I
Yeah,
have like 20 backup books that I need to read.
yeah,
It's a
same
pretty
here.
big backlog.
Just throw it on the pile. But who Vecna was is kind of not really so much of a mystery as there's gaps in the knowledge,
Right.
and that might be intentional because a lot of D&D is like, hey, just kind of do your own thing.
Right. Right.
But also like the information has kind of changed from edition to edition. But from what we know is that before he became the Thanos of Faerun, he was either a half elf or a human. Aha, see, humans can be interesting.
Eh.
Hey, he was either a half elf or a human who was a very powerful wizard who eventually unlocked or discovered the secrets of lichdom.
Mm.
Um, became a lich and then became the most powerful lich in the history of ever. Um, and one of his proteges was a little known wizard named Asarak.
The
or
Asarak.
Asarak, yeah, Asarak. So
whatever, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. So that Asarak, the one that's on the DMG, that's Vecna's like
apprentice.
Yeah.
One a couple steps below Vecna.
Yeah. And Vecna went and it's like you're a Lich, Harry.
So Andrew.
Yeah.
I went online and I was like, man, I really want a piece of history from Dungeons and Dragons. And there's these 3 books that I want. When I saw the price of like altogether, it was like $500 plus.
Mm-hmm.
Where does Vecna come from? Like, where was he originally introduced in an adventure module?
I want to say that was Vecna Lives, wasn't it?
Yes.
From 8, was it AD&D or was it the very first edition?
Second edition.
Yeah, so it was AD&D. Yeah, so Vecna Lives, where the man, because at the time there was just the hand and eye of Vecna, and you're like, okay, cool, and nobody kind of really probably like gave 2 craps about it. Like, look, I got his eye, it gives me like true sight and all this crap, and then like the Lich comes back for it, and you're like, oh no.
Shit.
But did you hear about how he lost his hand and eye?
Yes, but let's see if you know.
Okay. All right. So, and in every edition of the story, there's always a vampire. I think it's either just like it's either like a dark paladin or a vampire named Cass. And who Cass is in relation to Vecna always kind of changes. Like
right,
in some editions.
But the most universally accepted one was that he was his most trusted lieutenant, essentially his right hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he was originally a human, then later became a vampire.
Okay. So, but as far as like their relationship goes, it's like, was Cass a friend or was he just like a subordinate? There's like always like a bit of a change there. But at the end of the day, Cass was Vecna's bodyguard, and to reward Cass, Vecna forged Cass I think it was like a sword made from the core of a frozen star or some crap like that, and it became the sword of Cass. And what Vecna didn't know is that the sword of Cass was sentient, and it was like whispering into Cass's mind, like, oh, you could take him, he's only the most powerful Lich in the world, and you just got a sword, but you could take him. And so eventually the two clashed, and in the fight, Cass kills Vecna and cuts off his hand and stabs his eye out. And Vecna dies, but it's like kind of like an Emperor Palpatine sort of situation where he's like it's like my body dies, but my spirit lives on. And it just sort of like disappears into the ether. And then he becomes a god.
A demigod.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, you know what? I'm a god now. Ha!
But Cass also disappears as well.
Yeah. He goes whatever happened to him, he just
he went to live in what later became to be Vecna's citadel. Hold on, the citadel of Cavitius.
Cavitius.
Yes. He went over there, and then in the shadow realm, in the Shadowfell. I mean,
yeah, you're not wrong. That's
he became essentially Strahd. He became the vampire ruler of that specific bucket of the Shadow Realm.
But it's also kind of interesting because Vecna, like, he becomes a demigod. I'm assuming because people just worshipped him because of his influence when he was quote unquote alive, or undead rather.
I mean, if you're a wizard and you learn about like the most powerful wizard ever to exist, and you want a bit of that power, like it makes total sense to go that route.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, totally. And then you find out that there's 2 artifacts, remaining from his own body. Yeah, I would, it's not outside, it's not crazy that someone would worship that. Anyways, but then so Vecna, he doesn't really have a home realm, as it were. He likes like his local haunt is this place called the Realm of Ashes. But he honestly he can kind of go anywhere he chooses,
Right.
and that's what makes him like as much as much of a threat as he is, because like all the other gods are not so much tethered, but it's like, hey, this is my home, like people respect my rules kind of a thing here. But like Vecna's is like, I can go wherever I want, kind of a thing. Like it it feels very much like a Charles Manson situation where it's just like, let's just get in the van and just like and and so because of that, that's how he, even though he originally ended up in Grey, or he started out in Greyhawk, that's how he's able to actually have his influence spread throughout the entire D&D mythos, because Greyhawk and Faerun, those are two totally different realities.
Right.
Yet we're still seeing influences of Vecna. Like Acererak is in Faerun, in the Tomb of Annihilation and stuff like that. And we're like, wait a minute, no, that's not, things aren't lining up. So it's like it's a lot of like plane shifting. So he just goes wherever he chooses.
One cool thing that I learned about Vecna, it is that it is widely believed that the wizards who worship him eventually go insane and become nothings, which makes one of my favorite monsters even cooler now.
Yeah, because it kind of alludes to that in the Nothic monster manual entry, where it's like it's Nothics are wizards that wanted to find forbidden knowledge and crap like that. So and so what's more forbidden than the god lich's like tomes and stuff like that.
How to become immortal, and what's the book that he wrote, or that he
it was like the tome of ultimate evil or something like that.
The tome of vile something.
The tome of vile darkness.
Vile darkness. Like how more if you find a book that's named that in the library, you just step away from that and don't touch it.
Okay.
That's like the Ouija board of
he didn't write the Tome of Vile Darkness, he just added to it. So the fact that the Tome of Vile Darkness already exists, he's like, hey, you know what? I can throw a couple chapters in here.
I know more than you.
the Tome of Vile Dark. That would be if Candlekeep has this book, it would be locked in a lead box at the very bottom of their foundation.
Yep.
Like underneath like tons of like reinforced concrete.
Yep.
Like no.
Nobody's touching that.
And it would be warded to the gills with all these glyphs and stuff like that. Like there's no actually, what was it even doing in the material plane? Just
put it somewhere else.
Yeah, just put it in like the realm of Mechanist or something. Don't even have it here. Just get it off, get it away.
I mean, would it be smart to have it in other realms?
Probably not.
Because I feel like all the realms are like more susceptible to like magic influences, and I'm pretty sure a book like that has like plenty of influence over. Just like the aura around it makes everything go nuts.
But what I think is really neat is that the realm that Vecna is like, I guess his quote unquote lair is that the realm of ashes is like the Shadowfell version of the plane of fire.
Right.
Like, yeah, because there's like there's like the plane of water, and there's like the realm of like drought or something like that. So I mean that's what it is. And then there's like the plane of earth, and there's like the realm of dust. So so the realm of ash is like everything's already burnt out. It's cold, but it's like dry still. So I thought that, I mean, it's a perfect place for like a zombie god to be.
I also love the fact that like usually those realms like destroy like mortals and shit like that. But Vecna was essentially so fucking stubborn that the realm was just like, fuck it, I guess you rule here now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, fine.
He just kept going, and he just like endured, and now he became a demigod.
Like, you're just not gonna stop, are you? No. Oh, well then, fine. Have it your way.
Yes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he just endured it, just out of pure magical might, and then it's sort of like, I would imagine Vecna was actually so powerful that he probably carved the realm around him, kind of a thing. you know.
Right. I like to imagine that eventually he became that, but I also like to put there that like in the beginning, like
Oh
it
yeah,
was
he was
like
just like,
yeah, it was just like naked through the desert of ash, and it's just like you know, like he has to suffer a little bit. He can't be all like powerful
oh
all
yeah,
the time. Then
no,
if he's powerful all the time, then we'll just have Captain Marvel all over again.
Oh no. Do we even have a Captain Marvel equivalent? No, we don't.
No.
I mean that should be like the player characters, quote unquote. You know, like, hey, you're all gonna be the Avengers or some crap. Here's Vecna, ha! So.
Fuck you, bitches. But yes, however, though, one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about Vecna is because there's a very strong possibility the next book is going to involve something along the Vecna storyline in 5e.
It's kind of pointing that way. There's a lot pointing towards some sort of cataclysmic event that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Or has happened, and
right.
You need to stop it.
I would like to imagine that Vecna is just kind of like passing by the material plane, and all that causes everything to just go shit.
Yeah, just him driving by, just a wave of undeath follows him.
Because like from what I understand, he also tried to take over the Shadowfell, right? He tried to like fight the Raven Queen and all this bullshit in 4e.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he tried. I think fighting the Raven Queen is what made him ascend to proper godhood after Demi.
The Queen of Pain is the one that did that to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Shar, the Queen of Pain.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I didn't know there was such thing as a Queen of Pain. Because like, he tried to take over like what is that? Like the center area where all the planes are, so he could like essentially manipulate all the planes into his own liking.
The elemental chaos, or
no? Oh man, I was reading about it. I completely forgot. It's like
because I know there's like the wheel cosmology model.
Right? No, but like it's like a circle. It's not Forgotten Realms. I'm thinking of something else. But essentially, in this, there's like a city that's like a Halo city. Like it's like the city of doors, I think is what it's called.
Oh, Sigil.
Yes.
It's not Sigil, it's Sigil.
Sigil.
Which pisses me off.
I'd read it as Sigil, so you know.
I know a lot of people. I think it might also be pronounced Sigil now, but I know when it originally came out, it was Sigil. I'm like, ew.
But like, first of all, that city is pretty cool. I would love to have an adventure there because holy shit, pretty awesome stuff in the middle of it. It's actually like, oh, you know, angels and demons can just like chill here. It's all neutral ground.
Yeah,
it reminds me of like the hotel from John Wick. Like, you know,
yeah, it's like this is just where we don't do business in Sigil.
Yeah. But yeah, he tried to take over that so he could like transform the rest of the plans up to his liking, and then obviously he got you know destroyed by the adventurers, and the Queen of Pain was like nope, and she separated him from Uz, or I think that's his name. Yes. Which by the way, I love that story too. I didn't know. Like that's so cool. Eos is another demigod who wanted to kill Vecna, and he thought he had the sword of Kas, which by the way, apparently there's like 1,000 different swords of Kas and they're all fake. But he didn't know. He thought it was a real one, and he went to stab Vecna, and it just broke on his chest, and Vecna just did like the Bane thing, put his hand on his shoulder and like sucked his essence into himself. Anyways, and that's how he became powerful enough to try to take over the Sigil.
Oh no, it wasn't the sword of Cass, it was the sword of Sack?
It's Cass, but instead of a K, it's a C. And he has that cheap cardboard like packaging that is delivered on.
It's like it's not full tang. Like you can see where the hilt and like the blade is like kind of off a little bit. it's the Bud K version. Of,
it
like,
feels
the sword of Cass.
It feels sturdy enough, but you're not quite sure if it's actually gonna hold up. But you go for it anyways. No, swords are supposed to be a little wobbly.
It's stainless steel, dude.
You try to convince yourself.
No, it's fine. I got. It's really cheap. It's only 3 easy payments of $69.95. It's fine.
Anyways,
why? I mean, why wouldn't I trust a legendary item that I got from a catalog?
Because that's how you get all your legendary items if you're a pay to win player.
Yeah, which my games are. They're paid to win. The players actually have to pay me, and I will give them whatever.
That's why I give you $20 under the table every season.
Like you give me actual money, I will get you a Vorpal sword. It's fine.
Anyways,
quickest way to ruin your own.
Yeah, for real. Anyway, so Ios or Eus, whatever.
Ios.
The queen of pain like separated them both, and by separating them both, she gave him just enough power to actually become a god.
Yeah,
he went for he just he just stumbles through his career as a demigod.
Just failing his way upwards, man. Just up that corporate ladder. What I think is really neat, though, little side note, is that if you're in the city of Sigil, if you're in that city and you invoke the name of Shar, she will show up and she will kill you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like you do not speak Shar's name.
Damn.
You do not invoke the Queen of Pain there. Like, there's a reason why she has that title. So if we ever do have an adventure and someone's like, hey, is this the place of Shar? Boom! Nails just coming from everywhere. Just like,
Jesus Christ! One of the NPCs is like, first time, huh?
Mm-hmm.
He has like bandages.
Yeah. No, that person is dead. Like it's gonna be like, are you sure you want to say that name situation? Like, yeah, sure, why not? Okay. You're now in the realm of pain. And Char's like, I got you for 3 whole minutes.
That's what I was thinking, just a fucking wrestler.
3 minutes of playtime.
The Queen of Pain.
Just like backbreakers. German suplexes. and there's like commentators like, that man had a family. By God, King, he broke her in half.
I guess we're gonna have
a canon now.
Yeah, it is. She has like posters of herself with like her luchador mask on, and
it's a fucking Hell in a Cell match whenever you invoke her name. just like you show up and you're like, what's going on? Bam! Chair to the back of the head. Surprise attack.
Oh my God! It's the Queen of Pain. She made it.
She's going for the leg lock. The Crippler. But that's it. There's no getting out.
And then we complain why our fucking campaigns are not serious enough.
I know. They were like, man, I really wish we had like some actual character growth. But meanwhile, fucking Char's like, oh yeah, brother. Like,
and she's supposed to be a beautiful queen, but she sounds like.
Well, I mean, you could be. Never mind.
Anyways,
Audacity stop responding. They're like, I'm not recording this. Oh, never mind. We're good. It's back up.
You say that, but like I'm looking at the Facebook and it's video interrupted. Fucking the OBS is just like, nah, bro, you're full of
And in this corner.
Anyways,
the Queen of Pain. Let's get ready to rumble. I guess the -3 Constitution Wizard.
My cheeks. Okay. So now we know the origin of Vecna. Well, one of the main.
All right, enough about Vecna.
I'm trying to keep the conversation moving. You got the origin.
We kind of started like fanboying over Shar a little too much about that.
She's gonna be part of our campaign now. She's gonna appear in Avernus. You wanted something interesting to happen?
I didn't hear no bell. Oh shit!
All right.
So
yes, Vecna. We know the origin. Pretty epic. Well, one of the most accepted origin story out there.
The widely accepted.
Yeah.
There's a lot. a lot of his origin might be purposefully obstructed to kind of, remove that sort of humanity from. I mean, because like, first of all, you're a lich. You've already, removed your humanity or elfhood or whatever the fuck.
Right.
You've already divorced yourself from that, and then you became a god after that. So the last thing you want your believers to know is like, hey, Vecna used to piss the bed when he was like 4 or something like that. Like, God, shut up.
Shut up, guys.
Yeah.
That's not funny. I'm trying to run a country here, man.
Good. I told you that confidence, man. You guys are assholes.
Damn it, Andrew, you're trying to move forward. Anyways, what
that's why he's neutral evil.
My question is, what makes Vecna in like the mechanically wise?
I think what makes Vecna is that like all the other gods.
Before you keep going, is there an actual stat block for 5e by any chance? Do you know?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I don't think that
Gulp.
I don't think there was a stat block for. I could be wrong. I don't think there was a stat block for 3.5 either. But yeah, as far as I know, there's not a stat block for 5e, and it's going to be something where it's like armor class 40.
Right.
But
like, how do you fight Vecna?
You would have to. You would have to. It's going to have to be a circumstance where like you weaken him, or you have such powerful artifacts and like the boons of other gods and stuff like that that you kind of almost approach some simile of godhood, or you're fighting like the avatar of Vecna, like he's like infested the host of somebody else, kind of a thing, and like you defeated his influence, but he's always gonna be there, kind of a thing.
Right. So you're telling me that there's not really like a way for players to actually fight Vecna?
As far as I know, in 5e, no. But that's not saying fighting gods isn't off the map. Because there's always like some sort of like way to fight a god in all the editions. I just remember in 3.5 it was like impossible. It was not something that like you just do. Like you have to be ultimately prepared, and you have to make sure every one of your attacks hits, and you have to like do a bunch of debuffs on the god and do a bunch of buffs on yourself before like the fight even begins, kind of thing. It's like it is an infight like in any standard like RPG. Like it's not you're just trading blows, because if it comes down to that,
you're gonna lose.
Well, I mean, also the DM's doing a bad job. If it's just a god just punches you and you take like 46 bludgeoning damage or some shit like that. But I think what makes Vecna is that while all the other D&D gods are kind of like they're present, but they're not there. Like,
Lathander.
Yeah. Like Lathander, like Paylor, like all those other gods, like there are temples of them, and you can see clerics that are wielding the powers of these gods and stuff and not. But Vecna is like he shows up. Like he has like artifacts that are from his own body, and like and it's like he can just kind of do whatever he wants. Like he is a very present being when he wants to be, naturally. Whereas like some of the other gods, you're like, I didn't even know there was a god of whatever, like a god of travel, like Cord, or or
so
something like that.
So you're telling me that Vecna is just that guy who like never learned to like retire?
I don't think I think Vecna is the guy that's like I want people to know it was me. Yeah, tell Cersei it was me.
But you're already a god, you know what I mean? Like why are you bothering with mere mortals?
Because you have to remember the way it works in D&D, or I don't know if it's just like a favoring thing, but it's like the more belief you have, the stronger of a god you are, kind of a thing. And that's why you have like some other gods like oh, I'm like the lesser gods, like I'm the god of pine cones. It's like,
cool. There's a bunch of squirrels out there that are worshiping that god.
But the squirrels don't have a concept of worship, which is why I'm a lesser god.
Damn it.
I am trying to instill dogma in them, but I get as far as dog out and they get scared. But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, but then there's a reason why like the god of light and stuff like that is like such a big god, because like yeah, light's great. It keeps away the predators and stuff like that. And I can see because I don't have dark vision. Because I'm one of the 3 races that find me that doesn't have it.
Well, that's your own fault then.
Yeah, I didn't want to be born a dragonborn. Why don't dragonborns have dark vision?
I don't know. It's so weird. Humans, I understand 100%. Yeah. Dragonborns, the dragonborn. They're lizards. I don't know.
We're not getting into this debate. Yeah, why don't lizard folks have freaking dark vision?
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, but they're lizards.
You're supposed to be able to see in the dark.
They're cold-blooded. They're supposed to... Jesus.
Oh man.
Wait, do kinkus have dark vision?
I believe so.
I don't think they do.
Okay, now I'm gonna look it up.
Wait, hold on. We're getting sidetracked.
What were we talking about?
No, we were talking. We kind of got into like how like belief works into D&D.
Oh, I was asking like I was just saying like, you know, because he accomplished so much and yet he just keeps going.
But like his influence is very palpable in the world. Like it's not like, hey, I'm just a god and peace, here's my temple. Like, you know, like Vecna's like, no, I created the Lich, you know, right. like I am the reason why there are phylacteries. I'm the reason why there's a tomb of annihilation, and probably why there is the death curse and stuff like that. Like this is my influence. Like, yes, Acererak made the death curse, but there wouldn't be an Acererak if there wasn't for me.
Right. So, he just wants everybody. Yeah. He just wants his credit.
I mean, he's the villain. Like he is the villain of a lot of D&D cosmology, you know, because he's there, he's present, and he's not okay with just retiring and like, you know, being the god of undead or some crap like that. Like, no, he's like he's actively stirring the pot whenever he can, screaming across the cosmos.
That is actually quite terrifying to think about.
I mean, the artwork that's on like the Forgotten Realms wiki is just like a screaming skeleton with a crown just like shooting up into the sky. I'm like, yeah, that's Vecna.
It's a little unhinged, but that's okay.
I mean, you would be too. So, which to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not on board with like the 5e or Critical Role version of Vecna, where it's like this bald-headed, monocle-wearing web collar Vecna.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I'll assume skeletal.
I'm not cool with that. It looks like it to me it looks cheesy. That's just me.
I gotta check it out. So we can't fight really a god, right?
Not
but
yet.
We have his hand and his eye.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about these guys, because they're pretty intense.
Okay, so the hand, weirdly enough, the hand of Vecna, who was a wizard, the hand of Vecna gives you like an automatic like max strength. Like I think you get like an automatic 20 to strength if you don't have a strength score kind of a thing. But I believe it also gives you like a bunch of it obviously has magical properties to it.
It gives you, I'm looking at it right now, it gives you Finger of Death, Sleep,
which is a good spell.
Yeah. Sleep, Slow, and Teleport.
Yeah, okay. So that's all makes sense.
Yeah. And it regains all of that at dawn, which is pretty
cool. But then on top of that, I believe, isn't it also sentient as well? Like it has an influence or something like that?
When you use its spells, it wants you to commit an evil act shortly after.
Yeah. So I mean it's going to slowly try to corrupt you. And is there a saving throw against that, or is it just like you just have to do it?
Let me see. It doesn't say.
I'm actually not that. For 5e. I'm not that well versed in what the hand and eye of Vecna do. Sadly.
Well, the eye gives you true sight, which is great. It also gives you the ability to see through solid objects, like the ring of the X-ray vision. But then it also allows you to cast clairvoyance, crown of madness, disintegrate, dominate monster, and eye bite. Eye bite.
Oh, holy shit! Disintegrate, just
Yeah.
like right off the bat.
Yep.
Holy crap!
What the fuck is eye bite?
Eye bite, if I remember, is like a really mean spell. I think what it does that like it does like a bunch of different things, or I could be thinking of another. It's a necromancy spell, obviously, but I want to say like it can cause like permanent fear or something like that, and it does like a multitude of things, like like it's a huge necromancy spell, but just disintegrate. Can you imagine just powering up the eyeballs and just like that person just turns into like a pile of dust, and that's it. They're not coming back. You can't come back from disintegration.
However, using the artifact to cast any spell incurs a small risk of Vecna himself tearing the wearer's soul apart, devouring it, and taking control of the wearer's body, using it as a puppet. That's a lot more intense. And if both the eye and the hand were to attune to the same creature, the wearer enjoyed numerous additional benefits such as immunity to disease, poison, premonitions, and premonitions of imminent danger, the ability to use the eye's X-ray vision without risking exhaustion, and regeneration powers, and the ability to cast Wish once every 30 days.
Holy shit.
However, though, if that creature that has the eye and the hand attuned to gets stabbed with the Sword of Chaos, both items get destroyed. And
really?
Obviously. Yep. That's the only way to destroy those items.
Now, it's something, if you have even one of these items, that makes you immensely powerful.
Yeah.
But if you have both of these items, you would become unstoppable. And that's not something, unfortunately, because these items are so powerful, I do not see them coming into play in a campaign so far that Wizards of the Coast have come out for 5e, because they all kind of stop at like 10.
Well, you guys met the hand of Vecna.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. With the 12d 20 necrotic damage that he did to me. Yeah, I know.
You remember?
or it was cold damage, not necrotic.
In hell.
Yeah, in hell. But still, like, I don't see these artifacts coming into play in a written, like a published module, unless it's, unless Wizard of the Coast finally comes out with a high level campaign.
Yeah,
that's a rant for another time.
Dude, I'm telling you, the thing with the obelisk is gonna play into this. It's just too Vecna-ish.
I think it does. I think it does too. And there's something that's in Rime of the Frostmaiden that talks about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's some you might discover something in Rime of the Frostmaiden about what those obelisks are.
Because I'm telling you, like, it's ever since I first encountered the obelisk, I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. I wonder if there's anything on 5e. And then I found those articles about people talking about how there's been an obelisk-ish type thing in almost every adventure without any explanation. And then there was that reveal in Rime of the Frostmaiden,
Yeah.
I forgot what it
was.
I mean, I sent it to you, but I forgot.
Oh yeah, and we went over an episode, but it's to a larger thing, to which only I know.
Well, I have the book right here. I'm gonna read it right now. Nah!
You do that, you are not playing this campaign. Nah!
Fine, I'll run my own campaign.
With Blackjack and Hooker.
With Blackjack and Hooker. That actually makes me very excited about the future, because like I'm pretty sure, like, dude, I'm like 90% sure that whatever book is gonna be releasing in the holidays this season, it's gonna be something catastrophic, world-ending type situation.
Well, we had a pretty big book already announced. I was like, I was actually stunned when you showed me what the new book was going to be. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping Wizards of the Coast keeps ramping it up because it always seems to follow the same formula. We had Candlekeep Mysteries, which is like a small collection of adventures, and then we got a settings book, and now we're going to get the next campaign book.
Right.
That's how it always was. It was always like, there's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and wham, campaign.
Which if you remember, Chris Perkins tweeted like a year ago. He was like, "Oh, if you guys like Ravenloft, if you guys like the Curse of Strahd, you know you're gonna be really excited about this next book." And we were like speculating about what the hell it was gonna be.
And now we know what it is.
Now we know what it is. Yeah, they're gonna release. Well, actually, you want to move to news, or do you have anything else with Vecna?
No, I'm pretty good.
Yes. All right. So we have actually quite a couple of things happening. We have Candlekeep Mysteries, and they keep releasing small adventures. Well, small previews of the adventures. And it all sounds amazing. It's just like very quick, short one-offs that you can play with your characters, and it seems to be a lot more than Tales of the Yawning Portal. I don't know about Saltmarsh because I haven't read that book, but Tales of the Yawning Portals had like 5 or 6. This one they're already up to 5 and 6 in just the preview, so I can't even like imagine the actual book.
Tales of the Yawning Portal was like sort of a greatest hits,
right?
Like these were all the best dungeons from previous editions, kind of thing, just revamped for 5e, and that's kind of how it was for Ghosts of Saltmarsh. Ghosts of Saltmarsh were all previous adventures from when Dungeons and Dragons had a magazine, like a physical magazine, Dragon magazine, and so all those adventures were for either AD&D or 3rd edition. It was one of the two. And I think one of them might have even been for 4th edition. But then they took those adventures, they collected them, and then they remade them for 5e as well. But this seems like a wholly like I could be wrong because I haven't really read that much in the Candlekeep Mysteries, but it looks like Candlekeep Mysteries might be like a wholly original collection of like adventures.
Yeah,
because I didn't see anything about it being like older adventures adapted for 5e.
No, as far as I know, it's just a bunch of one-ups, dude, which is what I wanted. You know, I'm so jealous of previous editions that had like those little skinny books that was like a one-off. You know, was it Advanced Dungeons and Dragons or was it 3rd edition that had those?
I think that might have been like the 1st edition because I remember the 1st edition.
No. There was okay. I think it was 2nd edition then that had it was just they would just release this really skinny books, like, you know, full size books with adventures on it, and I want that, like, quick stuff.
Like one of the most famous ones was Against the Cult of the Reptile God, and it's like 30 pages.
Right. Right. That's the kind of shit I wanted. And I guess they're not gonna do the single ones, so they're just gonna go with like the big collections like Candlekeep, which I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but the only thing is that like if you're like me, like I like to read adventures and then be like, man, I wish I could play in this. so it would probably be something that's really good for like if you have a group of friends that live in close proximity. Be like, okay, you run this adventure, then you run this one, and then, you know, like you kind of like what's the word? Circulate the book around,
which is what I want. Everyone, yeah, I want to encourage everybody to like run something with this book. I want them to be accessible, easy adventures to run for just anybody.
And from what I hear, these are pretty low level adventures to begin with, right? I don't think does any of them even go over level 5?
That's a good question. Let me see what the official website says. The official levels 1 through 16.
Oh, 1 through 16. Okay, so then it's probably gonna be like the first couple ones are like 1 through 3, and then because they said there's like gonna be like 15 adventures or some crap like that. Like it's a lot.
Yeah.
So it's probably gonna be like 1 per level, honestly.
I mean,
and then the final one you become level 16, like ooh yeah, at the end.
At the very end.
I hate that. I hate how that's like it's a 1 through 10 adventure.
It's like when you get like the ultimate weapon after you beat the whole game.
Yeah, and then the credits roll. Like, oh, yeah, cool.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
oh great, now I got the open world open to me, but this sort of would have came in real fucking handy in one of the earlier boss fights.
Yeah, it doesn't specify how many adventures there's gonna be on the
I
page.
remember there being like surprised by the amount because I heard there was going to be a lot. Like, well, because like what Tales of the Yawning Portal was like
Yeah.
6 adventures. Salt Marsh is kind of the same thing. I think it's like 6 or 7.
So they're
But then I
they're
heard like
they're bulkier adventures, right?
yes, well, some of the Salt Marsh quests are just like dungeon crawls. The first couple ones are like obviously like establishing the town of Salt Marsh and stuff like that. There are some bulkier ones and there are some thinner ones. It all kind of depends.
So just based on the amount of writers, because they're featuring, that's like the main thing. They're featuring the writers for the adventures that they're coming with. There's 17 writers.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if it corresponds to one per adventure. Um, but they're supposed to be short one shots, like stuff that you can in one sitting. Which I want that. Like I want official one-offs that I can be like, hey guys, let's have like one day just beer and Dungeons and Dragons, and we don't have to worry about like, oh, we have to continue this or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah. So that's we have Candlekeep, and then recently they just released, they announced the book of books, the ones that everybody actually a lot of people are kind of disappointed that that's what they released.
What?
Yeah, surprisingly, like people are like, oh, okay, but I think it's people that don't realize that there's more to the Shadowfell than just.
Oh yeah. Okay. So we're obviously we're talking about Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft.
Which I love titles like that because you're like, oh, I know that guy. I know that
guy. Which it's the title is honestly kind of misleading because it's not just Ravenloft. It's actually about the Shadowfell in general, and it from what I've read, they're going to explore the realms of dread. Ooh, which is like apparently a Shadowfell thing where it's like each realm has like its own specific type of horror. So you're gonna get like the psychological one, and then like the sci-fi horror where the guy's like, we don't need eyes where we're gonna go and stuff like that. And then you're gonna get like the torture one where it's like just like a saw, like taking the guy's eye out from the previous realm. And so I don't know. I'm actually very interested to see what.
I like how they have. Sorry to interrupt you, but they have rules to. Sorry, my neighbors are doing that for some reason. They have rules and advice for building custom domains and dark lords.
Oh yes,
that's so exciting.
Yeah.
Finally.
Well, I think what's really cool, what they should do is that they should do what was previously introduced into like the Shadowfell, where it's like Shadowfell, like you go in there and necrotic magics are enhanced, but
right.
light and life magics are like decreased. Or there's a chance like they could just straight up fail. Like I want to cast Cure Wounds.
Because why? Remind me if I'm wrong, but for what I understand, Shadowfell is essentially just the upside down.
Right. It's yeah. So what it is that there's like there's a material plane, which is Earth.
Right.
And then there's the Feywild and the Shadowfell. And those are the two mirror versions of Earth. And the Feywild's like overly beautiful and like there's like super exposed and whatnot, and everything's like blinding and stuff
it's
like
so
that.
Pretty it hurts.
It's like a 2006 Xbox game. Like, oh Jesus Christ. just slide that exposure slider to the max. And then the Shadowfell is like a couple years after that, where it's like everything's gray and brown and neutral colors and stuff like that. And but it's like, but what it actually is that like the upside down's kind of right, kind of wrong too, because it's like because it is its own reality. Like the things like the tomb of a great leader on Earth would be like the castle of like the domain of evil in like the Shadowfell kind of a thing. Yeah, so it's like the things that we would go, the things that we fear on Earth are like magnified in the Shadowfell and stuff like that. So and yeah, so it'd be like, oh, this is like a fountain that like is enchanted and stuff like that, and people like like go here and it like cures their wounds and blesses them. And the Shadowfell, it would be like a stagnant pond of like dead things floating in it and stuff like that. Like it's meant to like rip every shred of hope that you have
Like,
out of you.
like legit, like legitimate, the total opposite.
Yeah, like it's the opposite, and then on top of that, it like perverts everything that's like holy and right
Ooh,
and stuff like that.
I
Like
like it.
it's yeah, it's and the Feywild's like the exact opposite.
So one thing that confuses me a little bit, because it seems to be like there is lores, like the Shadowfell is split. How does that work? So we have like Strahd is the Lord of Barovia, and Barovia
Right.
is within the Shadowfell, right?
Yeah,
But it's its own like pocket. Like there's a like the lands is split into like pockets. No, that's kind of like what I understand a little bit about it.
so I tried to look into this because the cosmology of D&D is confusing, probably by design.
Yeah,
And it's like there was the uh positive energy plane and then the negative energy plane. Like literally that's what they were. And I don't know what happened with the negative energy plane. I don't even know what the negative energy plane was. Maybe it was just like bad vibes or something. But there was an event called the Spell Plague,
right.
which when a god got murdered, and the elemental chaos surrounding the planes of existence got thrown into, well, chaos. And so one of the gods, I think it was actually Shar, now that I think about it, was trying, he was either Shar or Cyric, one of the two, was trying to like stabilize it. And so what they did was that they took the energy from the negative energy plane, because that's what was like destabilizing everything, and then threw it into these other planes to kind of dilute it. And that's what made the Shadowfell, because like there was a plane called the plane of death. And 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 when they took the negative energy and like put it into the plane of death, that's what made the Shadowfell. Like and it sort of like created, like I said, a sort of mirror version of all of the other planes of existence. That's why you have like the plane of like the realms of ash and dust and
Right.
drought and stuff like that, because those are the negative energy versions of all these other planes of existence,
Right.
I think.
Right. No, that's informative, but I don't think it answers what I'm trying to comprehend. Is that there is the plane, the Shadowfell,
Right.
and
And then
let's say that, yeah. Go ahead.
and then there's Ravenloft,
Right.
which
And,
is
and then
where Barovia's in.
right, and then there's like other ones other than Ravenloft, right?
Ravenloft is one of the many domains of dread that exist in the Shadowfell. So Ravenloft is only one of, like, I want to say like there's like multiple, like
Which is
I
which
want to say like double digits.
which is ruled by Strahd.
Ravenloft is ruled by Strahd.
Ravenloft is ruled by Strahd.
Yeah, that's his domain of
Right.
dread. That's and then there's other domains of dread, and those are ruled by their own separate Strahds.
Right. Which
So,
is what Vecna became for the Ash. No, not for the Ash. For whatever his citadel is. I forgot the name of it.
yeah, Citadel of Caduceus.
Yeah, whatever. But he became one of these lords as well, in his progress to become the god of gods, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like the Shadowfell.
I like the fact that it's confusing, because
it's meant to be.
Right, like it puts you in that mindset that it gives you a headache trying to comprehend how this works, because you're not supposed to comprehend why it works.
No, you're really not. And like I said, the weird thing about it is that the Feywild's like, there is a court, there's a silly what's a selly and unselly court kind of a thing, or what's the word I'm looking for here? There's a name for their court, and it's like, this is the good and the bad court. That's it. It's pretty cut and dry. But it's like the Shadowfell's like
messy,
it's ambiguous, and like and that's kind of by design, because it's supposed to scare you. Like it's supposed to be like there are no fast rules.
It's not supposed to be welcoming. It's supposed to like put you on edge the whole time you're there. Yeah, it makes sense, which is great.
Yeah, and it's like and so it's like Ravenloft was a part of the Shadowfell. It kind of still is, even after you guys sort of freed it, quote unquote. spoilers, it just goes back into the Shadowfell after you guys leave.
I figure, yeah.
Yeah, like it's something that's like, oh, a couple months later, it's back in the Shadowfell.
So in our catalog, Chris is being weird. in our canonical storyline, is Vesemir the Lord of Ravenloft now?
No.
Damn it, Andrew! Give me this one.
No, Strahd would have came back,
and Vesemir would have fought him again,
and he would have lost because Strahd.
You don't know that?
Because it took 5 of you to take Strahd down.
But now I'm level 12 or whatever we ended that.
Oh,
damn it, Andrew! Oh shit. Anyways, but yes, we're getting the book, that Ravenloft book, which I'm actually now, hearing this and like learning a little bit more about the Shadowfell. I'm actually quite excited about it. And then looking at the bullet points that they have here, they have new subclasses. So the College of Spirits.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about the subclasses.
Yeah, the College of Spirits for the Bard and the Undead Pact for Warlocks.
The College of Spirits is awesome. I am totally on board with the idea that it's a bardic college, but he's like, he gets his powers from like consulting the spirits and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a small Ouija board.
Yeah, no, it'd be like setting up tarot cards, be like,
I like to think that originally he was like one of those like fake mediums that like got money out of people, but then eventually he actually tapped into it, and he freaked himself so much that he like, okay, fine, I'll do it for reals.
That would be a great origin story where it's like a criminal background.
Yeah.
And it's like oh, I'm a spiritualist, and there's like people like knocking stuff under the table and stuff, and then he's doing it. It's like, wow, this seance is going really well, and like his minions like, boss, we're not doing that.
Yeah, and he like freaks himself out. And I like to think that like through the whole story, he still retains a lot of like that sleazy, not sleazy, but like that like con man type aura around him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but then when he really has to, like, I could totally like connect you to the spirit of like your great ancestor or something like that.
That would be awesome. And then we have the Undead Pact for the Warlock, which I haven't, by the way, I haven't read any of these two, but like if there's even a preview of it, but the Undead, it just sounds like something that should have been there like from forever ago.
I was actually a little underwhelmed by the Undead Pact, because I'm like, what exactly does this mean? Like, do they get their powers from an undead? Like, is that what, because the other ones are like, oh, okay, you get your powers from like a genie, or you get your powers from a god or Cthulhu or some Lovecraftian thing, and then or you get your powers from this guy. It's just like,
right. Yeah,
it's just like a lich in the background, like, hi. It's just like,
or if you want to get really creepy, you get your powers. Your what's his name from the movie, the one with the guy and the mom that's dead, and he kept the mom in the room for like ever. Psycho, yeah. You're the guy from Psycho, whatever the character's name is. I can't even remember that.
Norman Bates.
Yes.
But it's still like, I mean, maybe I'm just misreading that or something, because I literally just saw, oh, Pact of the Undead. I'm like, so maybe it could play out to its own thing, because I think there are like undead gods. We just talked about one at length, so that's probably going to be like the one that they're going to be talking about. Like, oh, you get your powers from Vecna, cool, okay. Do I get a hand yet? No. So
one of your eyes glow slightly.
Just one of them, just a little bit.
Yeah. And it's always itchy.
Yeah. It always feels like you have something in it, and you're constantly like going like that. And then people are like, "Are you making fun of me?" Like, no, I got something in my eye, man.
You start fights when you don't want to.
It has a permanently scratched cornea. Why are you blinking so much? There's something in my eye.
I don't like this new patron.
Man,
it's so inconvenient.
Why did I just go with the archfiend like they told me to?
You're sorry, but yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense. And then, drum roll, please. New monsters. They added a bestiary. About fucking time.
About fucking time. And I can't tell you how many of those monsters I'm going to look at and be like, man, that would have been really helpful.
Yeah. I'm imagining that too.
They're probably, they're probably going to be releasing the bestiary that's in Curse of Strahd, because like how every adventure has like their own little
and then they'll hopefully they'll expand into that, and it's not, if it's just a reprint of that, I'm gonna be annoyed.
I want what I really want them to do is that I really want them to expand, and this is gonna be really specific, so I'm not holding on to hope for it. But what I want them to do is I really want them to expand into lycanthropes, because I really feel like lycanthropes kind of got the shaft on this edition.
I don't think it's too specific. I think that can happen. I mean, it makes sense for the Shadowfell.
Yeah, and the only reason why I'm saying that is because like when you become a lycanthrope, like you lose your alignment, which is not that big of a deal in 5e,
right?
And you get some stat increases, but like to get rid of your lycanthropy, it's literally just remove curse. Okay, gone.
Right.
Like there's no like cure or antidote for it or anything like that. It's just like so I'm kind of hoping they expand on that.
I don't think it's too far fetched. I think it's a total possibility that they might expand into that. But yeah, that'll be pretty awesome. And then there's a new adventure in the book as well.
Really?
Yeah. So
did they say what it is? Is it just like a starter adventure?
No, it just says it includes a brand new adventure. I'm assuming they're just gonna,
it's gonna be Death House.
Death House. It's gonna be a death apartment now.
Death apartment. I can't afford this.
I could be paying for a mortgage. Why? The bank want me to prove that I can pay for this when I'm paying this much for a rental.
You have to fight the final boss, the landlord.
Oh!
You're gonna lose your security deposit. No!
Yeah. However, I'm not calling dips on this one just because I'm waiting for that drop at the end of the year.
Oh, I know. There's gonna be that big one, and they're just like wham. It's gonna be like the fucking Infinity War for D&D.
Yeah, hopefully it's that.
You know what? I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call that whatever the next couple, maybe 1-2 adventures are going to be like cataclysmic events, and then that's where it's going to be like, hey, different planes. Like here we go. Like now we're going to get into like Dark Sun and like.
I hope so.
Like what's Spelljammer, dude? If they fucking make Spelljammer for 5e,
I don't know why they haven't even like, dude. If they tease that, if they just put like a small teaser, not the internet, but like their Twitter account will fucking break.
Oh because people have been like, if you look up Spelljammer, it autocorrects for Spelljammer for 5e. Like there's so many
really? That's amazing.
It.
Yeah, and there's like a bunch of like fan made 5e conversions, which is fine. But like if they have an official book of Spelljammer,
like people want D&D in space. Like give them fucking D&D in space,
man. I do have a friend that works at Wizards, but I don't think
fucking Spelljammers.
Listen here, man. Spelljammer, please. But yeah, is there anything else that has been announced recently for news?
Not that I'm aware of. The biggest one for me was that Ravenloft book.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm really hoping they include a lot more undead as well. Because I feel like there's not enough undead in the monster manual. Even though it's like half the book, I want there to be even more undead.
We're gonna say it again because we said it last episode and we said it the episode before that. They need a revamp monster manual and a revamp dungeon.
Revamp?
Huh? They already did that one now.
I think what they really should do, and this is kind of an easy fix. But I think what they should do is that they should have like a vampire spawn template, a vampire template, and then a zombie template. Just like, hey, you have these 3, slap them on a character. This is what happens when whatever these things happen to them. Like, so if you become a vampire, this is your template now. If you become a vampire spawn, this is your template. And if you become a zombie, like these are the things that will apply to your character now.
That can be fun. So, it's something it's more straightforward and helpful for everybody.
That's one thing I feel like 5e could really benefit from is just templates. Just like because what you can do is that you just take that and then just and then you can apply it to so many different things, and it like kind of adds like it multiplies like your monster manual so much just by doing that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we don't have campaign highlights.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about campaign highlights and then like insert like a
We haven't played for 2 weeks. I'm dying.
I know. It's sad. It's a sad thing. And it just kind of like Roll20 crashing was one thing, but then like the week before, like my computer was fucking up, and I'm like, no.
Oh yeah.
No. and then naturally everything got fixed the second you're like, okay, we're not gonna play. And then they're like, wait guys, I'm here. And I'm like, I'm on Roll20, I'm just me by myself. I'm like,
no. It's fine. It's okay. It makes the heart grow fonder, right?
Late to the party.
Yeah, that sucked, and now you have forever -1 in intelligence for your character.
I mean, it was already a negative.
Oh, I'm sorry, so -1 on your strength.
No,
you monster!
Just like the muscles just deflating like a balloon.
Yeah, they hit the muscles from SpongeBob. Oh man.
Why -1 to my strength score? That's all I have. That's literally all I have. Like, that's the only thing I got. Well, my constitution. My constitution is pretty beefy. So with my 119 hit points.
Jesus.
I'm literally 2 of the wizards.
Yes, actually, I think you are.
Yeah, actually, I think I'm more.
Because I attacked the wizard once, and he's like, "Oh, I'm dead." I'm like, "Wait, what?
What?
You're not supposed to be dead."
And we're like, the whole table's like, "Wait a minute,"
because he was okay. We've been doing the thing where like you roll your health, but if you roll below your average, you take the average.
And he has never gotten above.
He's never. He's been getting averages this whole time, so his health is like, it's not the worst health you could have, but it's still not like,
it's average.
Yeah.
he's only been getting 4 plus his constitution modifier, so I think he's only been getting like 6 health points per.
At this point, everybody's like almost like double.
Yeah, and it's funny because the last time we leveled up, he's like 67 health points. Let's go. And I'm like 67. What? And I'm over here with like my 129, just like no neck. Like, oh.
I just love that Howard just plays along with like his shitty health, and I'm like, yes. Well, I mean, at this point, I have plenty of monsters I can use. Like, if they roll just right, they can just KO him right away.
I mean, and that's kind of like, that's always what a D&D fight boils down to. It's like, we have to create a wall of like flesh and bone between the monsters and the wizard. So let's just get like, that's all a fight is don't let the wizard die.
Oh man. Well, unless you have anything else, I think that's all the time we have today.
No. Like I said, we don't have session highlights.
I know. Oh. Well, that's all the time we have for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to tune in next Wednesday.
Hopefully.
I used to be very confident about that, but not so anymore.
Next Wednesday? I forget. When do we play?
No, we play Wednesdays. If it happens, 90% of the time it happens. But yeah, so you can join us in our live.
We just had really bad luck this past
2 weeks. Yeah. We're playing Descent into Avernus. Make sure to check us out. Join us live. Commentary is always appreciated. This episode will come out on the same day for those that are not watching live. And make sure to follow us on wherever it is that you listen to your podcast on. Give us a comment, leave us a review. 5-star, 4-star, nothing below that.
Yeah.
That's it.
You leave us a 3-star, you get the fuck out of here.
Which, by the way, Andrew, you haven't reviewed our freaking podcast.
That's where you're wrong, buddy.
Where have you reviewed it?
Don't worry about it.
That's right. That's what I thought. Anyways,
I reviewed it on some little tiny like podhost.uk or something like that.
Proud to welcome our 1,000th subscriber. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Make sure to keep on gaming through these tough times of the pandemic. make sure to join us live Wednesday. Keep on
wash your
adventuring.
hands.
Don't wash your hands. It's unnecessary. Masks
Wear
are
a
fake.
mask. Seriously, wear a fucking mask. I can't believe we might have the double mask because of these assholes out here not wearing one.
Because we like to make everything political. But with that, we're going to let you guys go. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night, rest of your week. And as always, keep on gaming. And bye. Say bye, Andrew.
Bye. Just really solemn.
Bye. Okay, bye. All right. Let me end the stream.